Did you know there was sort of, kind of, very tangentially another entry in the Conjuring universe that you've definitely never heard of and never wanted to? Fortunately, don't worry, it's the worst of the lot.
Please.
I always say with this franchise that the less relevant a film is to The Conjuring itself, the less good it's going to be. And this film is only very technically within the same universe as the Conjuring films because the guy who directed Annabelle directed this, and in Annabelle there was a cop for like 2 minutes. And the same cop, played by the same guy, appears at the beginning of this for like 2 minutes. Wolves at the Door stars Cassidy, Elizabeth Henstridge, a few actors I have actually heard of and liked in other things. It's not a completely renegade, independent level film or anything. It focuses on the murder of Sharon Tate and her friends in 1969. That infamous event that is, it happened like that. And this is maybe a little bit of a spoiler, but I'm going to put it out there immediately. This is not a Quentin Tarantino situation in dealing with this, okay? So I can only describe this as the most brutally exploitationist little piece of crap. It's only 75 minutes long, and it is the most basic sort of slasher you can imagine. It's a mess. So 4 friends are having a going away party. Sharon is having a baby. Her friend Abigail is leaving soon. That's all the characterization we really managed to get, because they are just wandering around the house almost for a lot of the film before anything even goes wrong. Like, it's over 40 minutes until they realize like anything is up at all or see one of the bad people. That's over half the film's runtime, and then it's another 10 minutes at least before we really get into the oh shit stuff. It really does feel like the majority of what you'd consider the plot of this film happens in the last kind of 20-25 minutes, which means that you're just sitting there like waiting for this horrible thing to happen that you don't really want to watch. So basically John R. Linetti, and I don't think you should get like the middle initial dot in your name unless you've like earned it, but whatever. So he made Annabelle, which at the beginning, if you remember, of Annabelle, and the best part by far of that film was that these cult members broke into some of the houses on their street, and then she died holding the doll, all that. And in that film, they mentioned the Manson family killings as a kind of relevant thing happening around the same time. And I guess he just went, oh yeah, I'd love to do one about the actual Manson family killings. And his thought process about whether it was a good idea or not ended there. And he didn't revisit whether it was a good idea or not even after Annabelle was deemed total crap. And I gotta say, it's impressive to put this little thought into a film in general, because now this is obviously dealing with real events, so there's only so far that even these unfeeling monsters would go in the brutal showing of this thing, right? The problem is that a slasher film, a very basic 75-minute slasher film without good plot, characters, cinematography, anything really, it would often, in a situation like this, save itself a little from being truly god-awful by just having decent kill scenes, like really, go gory or go crazy or elaborate or original or anything. There just genuinely needed to be something. I don't necessarily, I can't tell you off the top of my head what it needed, but this didn't have a plot besides them. They were at the restaurant at the beginning for a couple of minutes, and then they went to her house. And then they were just, the characters really even just seemed like they were just waiting to be broken in on. There's nothing. There's no other, plot here. She has, a neighbor, and we see her neighbor's friend getting killed, and then we see the neighbor just, sitting in his house listening to music. And that's it. That's all they've got to say. They don't have anything else. They're just trying to be yeah, this was a bad event. It just, yeah. It's like if you tried to present 9/11 in a film in a unfeeling, just action disaster film starring The Rock or something kind of way. It's just, every choice made here was wrong from initial conception right the way through. So I'm giving you could have convinced me this was set in 2016 instead of 1969. Doesn't look like 1969. 1 star. Like, I thought Annabelle was bad. I thought The Curse of La Llorona was bad. Oh, man. But now I've seen this. Dear me. Unfortunately, at least, if you have missed this one up until now and you're a Conjuring franchise fan, you just don't have to bother. It's not relevant in even the slightest sense, and it's awful.